Every few months, I have to talk about Activision Blizzard for ridiculous reasons, and unfortunately, a lot of the time it is because of censorship, because they cannot stand to put an attractive female in their games, or when they do, they decide to alter them, whether it is with costume changes or turning women into fruit. But now we're finding out that Overwatch 2 has censored Ashe and her thigh gap from the main menu Christmas art. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. So, I wanted to reference the Sankaku Complex article. Activision Blizzard's latest round of unnecessary censorship comes from Overwatch 2 with a reused Christmas main menu artwork that actually deletes the character Ashe, who showed a prominent thigh gap in tight shorts. Now, unfortunately, Blizzard doesn't really know how to handle attractive women in their video games anymore, and whenever we have attractive women in their games, they either awkwardly censor them or they don't give them really the attention that people want, and they kind of just release them and then forget about them. And it's not really surprising to hear about a censorship controversy when it comes to Blizzard, because unfortunately this has happened with them many times over the years. And when it comes to Overwatch 2, I mean, it's already a pretty controversial game just because it was not anything they promised it was going to be when it launched. Of course, years and years ago, they said Overwatch 2 was going to be the main story component that everybody wanted. It was going to be story-based, and it was going to have so much PvE. And then, of course, it came out and it was just Overwatch 1 with a few added bells and whistles between like 2 new maps, a new hero, and a couple of other minor things, and it just was not what people expected. And then, of course, you get into the microtransactions that infuriated people, but now we have to deal with this. It says, here's a look at the original artwork that was used for the Christmas event, and this is a very beautiful artwork. I mean, you've got Mercy over here with the hot cocoa. I love her outfit that looks like the, traditional Christmas stocking material, that like knit look. I absolutely love that. Then you have Ashe, who, yes, is featuring a very prominent thigh gap, my goodness, but she's also got her like Christmas themed hat. And then if you look over here, you've got a ton of characters, even in the little artwork in the background with characters like Genji and Mei. It is just such a cute, wholesome artwork, but because of one thigh gap, oh no, this artwork ends up censored because you can't have that. Again, fantastic artwork. What a wonderful job by this artist, whose work is now being disrespected by Blizzard, because it says the artwork, which was done by South Korean artist Dospi Jin, originally featured the DPS hero Ashe in a tight-fitting outfit with a visible thigh gap standing next to Mercy, Genji, and Hammond. And then, of course, in the background, you have, all these other, like, tiny little Easter egg characters. And her robot Bob is also in the back, along with Reaper outside the window. And here's what the Overwatch 2's title screen looks like in this year's Christmas event that reuses the same artwork. So during last year's Christmas event, they did use this artwork. They did not censor anything, but this year they've decided to remove anything that could be deemed a little too controversial, aka a pretty woman. It says the censored version of the artwork completely removed Ashe from the picture, while also cropping out Hammond and Reaper. While Blizzard hasn't said anything about the change, the reason is clearly due to Ashe's visible thigh gap. I mean, there is not any other reason why, she would be removed except for that. And you can clearly tell this is where she used to stand. So we do not know if this was done directly from the artist who originally created this art art, if they just came up with another version. We do not know if it was just edited by someone at Blizzard because they had previously used this art and then decided they weren't going to continue using the original one, which again featured characters like this. And it's also worth noting that Overwatch 2 previously had Christmas art featuring Cole Cassidy, or McCree, I think that his name change is ridiculous, in the window area where Reaper was, but he too was removed following the controversy and name change. So this art had already been changed once to remove McCree. That's what I'm going to call him because that was his name for years. And now it has been changed to remove Ashe. Like, it is just so unfortunate to see that we can't have, artwork, beautiful artwork that highlights characters that might be a little bit too attractive, or oh no, might have been featured in one little controversy, even though it wasn't controversial to most people. But then you also have, other situations that will make you go, well, I mean, it is Blizzard. I'm not all that surprised because only 2 years ago, they put themselves into the middle of one of the most notable controversies with them in recent times. Blizzard wants to respect women, so they turned them into fruit. This was an absolutely hilarious, yet pathetic situation that we saw. There was this older art in World of Warcraft, never had been changed, and of course you can clearly see that this is a woman lying on her side. It's almost the Titanic pose that we've got going on here. It looks like she's wearing some kind of like very see-through shirt and a little bra, and she looks fine. Obviously it's not some like super high quality or detailed art that was in the game, but it was an art of a woman nonetheless. And they decided, instead of taking a little bit of effort and actually putting that woman back in the game, just a higher quality version of her, no, they had to replace her with a bowl of fruit, because if you're a woman, that's all that Blizzard really cares about, okay, is, not necessarily respecting you, just either in this case replacing you, and in this case, completely erasing your existence. It's just hilarious to see situations like this happen. And because, of course, who would have looked at this and gone, how can we, update this art? I don't know, let's put something completely different in her place, like a bowl of fruit. But when it comes to this Christmas artwork, it is a gorgeous artwork that should not be censored, that should still be in the game because it features several fan favorite characters. It is a beautiful piece of work in general, and it is just so sad to see someone's art, someone clearly had put tons of time into this, just be erased and chopped up because, oh no, Blizzard can't deal with the fact that there's an attractive woman in it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.